Hello, everybody. This is Joe from the Your Wow Money podcast. This is a sponsorship for show number 144. The Running of the Gnomes event for cancer is coming up 1 week from today. This is being hosted by the Looking for Roleplay podcast. Turwinkle, Tarkanis, and Dravi. Now, the reason why they're doing this is because they are they're doing this for breast cancer. And they are sending funds over to the Cleveland Clinic. Now, we all know what breast cancer is. We all know what cancer does and how many people that's affecting. So, if you want to show up, the Gnomes leave starting zone at 5 p.m. on the Scarlet Crusade US server, so that's their server time. They run from Iron Forge via the tram to Stormwind, and then run south to Booty Bay. That is 1 week from today. Now, if you want to donate, the URL is quite long, so if you want to go to show number 144 at yourwowmoney.com, which is yourwowmoney.com/144, that a link will be put up in the show notes. So with all that said, let's start the show. This show is a part of the Bumblebee Network. You can find out more information about this show or the network at bumblebeenet.com. That is BUMBLEB net.com.
The following is a Black Swamp Studio production.
Welcome to show number 144 of the Your Wow Money podcast. I am Joe, and with me is Miss Lady Hava. Hello, my dear. You've been out
Joe.
for a while.
And with us today is Reckles.
Hey, Reckles.
Hello! How are y'all doing? We also have our good friend...
Dead Greed. What's up, buddy?
Come on, say your tagline. Say your tagline.
What's up? It's your man, Ted Greed. Hey, all four of us. Woohoo!
We are all here, and we've all been quite busy this week doing one thing or another.
It's all of us, and we're all... Yeah, I'd like to especially give Lady Hava a high five for showing up. That's awesome.
Hey, life happens, dude.
So let's get to it then.
It's time for progressions.
Alright, Hava, what did you do this week?
My week has been full of real life progression. Because, as I mentioned before, I am officially no longer a temporary. Monday, I start my new job full time.
Yay!
Yay!
Hang on.
Yeah, and the pay is like insanely more.
Rats.
Hey, you can finally afford to give me that raise now.
What raise?
Maybe I could buy some gold off you, because I definitely don't have time to do anything else.
Oh. Well, there's something about that.
The only thing I have had time for is, of course, raiding with Better Late Than Never. And we hit a couple of new milestones since I have been in podcast, including downing normal Archmon and heroic all the way up to Iskar.
Again!
Hey!
Since I found my applause.
Progression happening everywhere. So Hava's gotten a couple of gear upgrades. I'm sitting at, 708 eye level, and I was so busy, though, I missed all of Brewfest. I ended up buying my Elemental. But more talk about pets and holidays coming up here in the classroom.
Very good, very good. So, what did you do this week, Reckles?
Well, immediately after last week's show, for anyone who, I don't think we talked about it during the show, but in chat, we talked about it after the show.
Right.
Dead Greed convinced me to get Diablo. And, I haven't played since Reaper of Souls came out, so I decided to give it a whirl, and I have been doing that. And leveling up my barb. I think in the past week, I'm up almost to Paragon level 600. I could probably handle a 55 Rift, rocking out, feeling comfortable, and I'm just having a ball. I found out that a lot of my old friends from World of Warcraft raiding are actually, pretty heavy Diablo players now, so I'm getting in touch with all these guys that I haven't really talked to in a long, long time. And of course, Greed has been power leveling me and handing me gear until I can kind of do it on my own. That's I've just been having a lot of fun there. I don't think I'll be able to make it onto any leaderboards because the people who get into the top 100 or whatever are apparently crazy. But I'm also pretty crazy, so we'll see what happens there.
Interesting. So, how was the help there, Dead Greed?
Well, this week I did log into WoW one time, so I don't get kicked out of my guild. And then, other than that, I've been playing D3 with Reckles, and it's been fun. It's D3 in case you haven't played it. Like I said last week, if you haven't played it, get in there. It's all going on right now. It's
yeah,
it's a ton of fun, and it's good.
So, what did you do, at least in your part in Diablo?
Well, picked Reckles up, ran into 70. That takes like 30 minutes, and then basically just fed him gear and ran him, and we just me, my son, and I got another guy, and we all run and have fun, and it's you just whoever. You just do as high as you can, and you just run through there, and you just hand people gear. It's a lot of fun.
It was really funny. It was pretty much every other hour while we were playing, we were like, oh my god, we have to talk about this during the show. And then an hour later, something else would happen. It was like, oh my god, we have to talk about this during the show. And
yeah,
so we had so many things.
There was something I was totally going to bust you out about.
Yeah, well, there was something like every hour.
Yeah, what was it? I can't even remember.
There were a bunch. I don't know. I am a total noob. I just have gear, so that makes me okay, because Diablo is all about gear. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's all right. I run a witch doctor, and he runs a barbarian, and he literally he does whirl right into Diablo.
Right into trouble.
Well, where we're playing, you can get into trouble pretty dang quick in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Our record so far has been starting a rift, which is essentially a dungeon if you don't play, and all of us dying in the first 4 seconds.
Uh-oh.
So that's our record so far.
We were like, we're all dead.
You need a monk.
Yes.
Yikes. Good luck. Well, I haven't been doing that much during game there myself. I've been doing some real life stuff there myself. Such as, I got 2 gaming chairs. I needed something. I needed something to replace that piece of plywood I've been sitting on. So I got me 2 gaming chairs. One of them is smaller, and it's the one that I love the most because it's so comfortable and just like I want to fall asleep right now. Seriously, it is that awesome of a chair.
Is it what's the big company? DX Racer? Is that the company that makes
no, I went a little bit cheaper than that because DX Racer is expensive.
Yeah.
I want to say about $500-600, something like that for a chair. I'm like, no, that's too much. So I went a little bit cheaper, not too much, but still pretty good, very good chair. Big time upgrade.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing about the same thing that that Dead Greed's been doing. Just go into guilds, saying hi, what's up, and then leave, and then just go do some Hearthstone, which I don't care too much for this current Tavern Brawler, and doing some Heroes of the Storm again. So just try to get some more heroes. So that's us this week.
Get your news from the land of Azeroth. Here, get your news.
So there's going to be some new time walking dungeons and some other stuff coming in patch 6.2.3 for WoW. These new dungeons will be End Time, Grim Batol, the Lost City of Tolvir, Stone Core, the Vortex Pinnacle, and Throne of Tides.
That's amazing.
So in other words, most of the ones everyone hated.
Yeah, the shittiest ones they could find. They were like, let's put all the ones everyone rage quit out of. Oh my god.
I remember wanting to stab people in Grim Batol, so I'm not exactly sure if that was a great decision.
I remember waiting for an hour for someone to to kill the first boss in Heroic Stone Core. Like that drill boss that we just couldn't figure out how the mechanics worked. It didn't make any sense. And it took an hour to kill it. First boss.
Well,
Yeah, but then later in life we figured out you could just is that the one you can skip? I think so, isn't it?
No, you can't skip the drill boss.
There's one you can skip though.
You just gotta stay out of the pink crap. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, now you just hit it in the face once, and that's how you kill that boss.
Not coming time walking.
not in time walking.
Time walking,
Nope, not going there.
You will feel our pain. You will feel our pain, new players.
Yes. But they are planning on including some cross-realm mythic rating too.
Ooh,
And item
that's
upgrades.
just scary right there.
Yep. Item upgrades and valor points are back.
So that means you'll be able to pug for mythic raids.
Yeah.
Do you think people will pug for mythic raids?
I think they will.
Oh, you know
I
they
think
will.
you'll have a lot of elitist assholes, too.
Yes, you will.
Here's the other thing with that. If you're now pugging for this type of raid, this difficulty of raid, there will be a cry, there will be an increased demand, everything supply demand, there will be an increased demand for difficulty levels to be lowered, because fewer and fewer groups will be able to kill it, because they won't have to have full teams of 20, since they can now just pug in people.
You're
But
still
since
going to
they're-
need a team of 20 to do it, flat out. You're going to want a full standard, whatever the normal makeup is for 20, 2, 4, whatever.
No, that's the thing now. You don't, because you can pug it. You can pug
Well,
it
but
anywhere.
you're gonna be being able to pick up people from other servers, but I
Right.
don't see anybody taking less than 15 people in there or 20
Yeah.
people in there. Because that's the thing about the Mythic, it doesn't scale. There's no
Right.
point in only bringing 19 people. It's gonna be just as hard whether you have 18, 19, or 20.
Yeah.
You might as well pick up the extra person.
Exactly, and I think the reason why they're doing the cross-realm rating is so that way you can pick up people off your friends list or via
Well,
other
more people
services.
will be able to get into it.
Right.
If you had a bunch of people who are, let's take Better Late Than Never, for example. Naz pugs all of the heroics. He runs with us, but he really doesn't need anything except off heroic Archmon. So there's not really a major mythic running group on Earth and Ring. If there is, I'm not into that. So he's going to be able to pug in with other people of a similar circumstance that can do it and, pick up and get good gear.
What are your thoughts on this, Dead Greed?
Ooh, cross-realm mythic. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Good luck with that, guys.
Coming from
really-
the most serious raider of us currently.
Good luck with that. Okay. So
It might be a clever way to long-term having them introduce...
Well, more people are
myth-
going to be able to access Mythic now.
Well, one thing they might be doing is down the road, if they do this, the community will slowly start to ask Blizzard to make Mythic flex.
Nah, they won't. They've already said they're not going to do it. They're not going to flex Mythic. That's the reason why there's other difficulties at a flex. Mythic is Mythic because it's hard and it's set to 20 people specifically, so they can tune it. They can fine tune that to the hardest degree possible. I don't ever see them ever making it a flex, and
no.
I don't know if y'all ever listened to CTR, but they had an email where they were talking. People were talking about, they wanted to do Mythic, but they only had 15 people, and they've been playing with another guild from another realm, but they couldn't Mythic because they're basically their guilds on two different realms, basically, because they kind of merged with the other people to do heroics. But some people like that will now be able to do Mythics, which I think is cool.
Okay. So, what do you think about Valor points coming back then? Just going into raids there, Dead Greed.
Well, with Legion coming, Legion, to me, Legion's kind of like, hey, y'all liked Cataclysm, hey, y'all liked Burning Crusade, hey, y'all liked Wrath of the Lich King, here's a little bit of everything. So now they're letting us upgrade our gear, they're letting us get Valor back. I think they're really trying to stretch this Hellfire out a little bit longer, because for some reason here, They're stretching it on out.
You think that there might be something going on with Legion then?
I do, because
they may have encountered a problem.
We had this problem. I think we had the same problem the last 2 expansions. Really, Mr. Pandaria was raid, long time raiding.
Right.
And again, there was High Mall, there was Blackrock, it was bam, 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 and then now it's going to be this long, sweeping
long
raid.
raid. Yes. No, I agree. And that's where a lot of the frustration is. It's just one long raid, and you have a really long time to do it.
And them letting us get upgrades for our gear, 4 upgrades, throwing the Valor back in there, you can buy this, and there's a lot of other things you can do.
I'm not going to have time to do it. It's going to blow.
All this stuff is just stretching Hellfire out a little bit further, because if you're maxed out, and like, let's say you were saying, Javi was saying her buddy's maxed out and only needs stuff out of Heroic Archimon. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now he can upgrade all his gear 4 times, so now he can get in there and get a little bit more.
He's going to have that, and he'll have that within like the first whatever. He'll max it out every week until whatever.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying that stretches his playtime out a little further, And when you upgrade everybody's gear, what that does is make your team stronger, and you'll be able to blow through bosses a little bit more, and all these teams that are having a little bit of trouble with this boss or that boss, they'll be able to push right over it,
Right. But there is one thing that could have been saved up for the classroom, but since it's a part of this update, then it's all part of this post here too. And there's an increased drop rate of fell blight from skinning, mining, herbalism, and fishing by about 20%. Reckles, how bad will the market be affected by all of this?
Not too much.
Why?
Because they aren't doubling it. I mean, it's a boost. It's mainly make you feel better boost, to where when you're running around, you see it just a little bit more often per day. Like when you're just out doing a quest, it's like, oh, I got a Fell Blight. Oh, I got another Fell Blight. Awesome, yay! Whereas now, you can go log in, do some dailies, not get a Fell Blight. Like, this is a boost to just tweak it enough to get it to where you feel good. I mean, if you're going out to farm for Fell Blights, you're not going to make really any more gold. The price may drop some, but I mean, the price isn't going to drop down to 10% of what it is now. It's going to be fine.
Okay. Okay, so prices, what you're saying is not going to adjust her by a whole lot.
Yeah, I know. There are probably going to be a couple people who say, put out guides and say, oh my god, Fell Blight's getting buffed. Holy crap, go out and farm it, it's crazy. And so everyone's going to go out and farm Fell Blights.
Yeah, skinning fest, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's going to go out and farm, and there's going to be a big quantity. The market's going to flood for a day or two.
Yeah.
So, if you see a huge spike in Fell Blight supply on your market and prices plummet, take note of what they are right now, and if you see prices plummet from where they are right now, buy them up, because they're going to go back up. This Fell Blight is a stable material. It's not going to drop down to half of what its current price is.
You know what I find interesting about this little note here? And that's, they increased Fell Blight drop rates by 20% from all sources. And in my memory, fishing was the best way to get Fell Blights. And they also buffed fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that if you really want fail blights, fishing just got a good bump.
And that may be a good way to go get some fell blights. I think
Now,
a lot of people will be
I kind of
fishing.
suspected when I first read this, I didn't see the fishing, and I kind of thought, oh, they're bringing, skinning, mining, and herbalism back up to where the fishing is. But then I
Nope.
reread it, and I was like, oh,
There's
and
fishing too. Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that the first time.
Yep, there's fishing too. Now, did you guys go see the Blizzard gear store? Because all the BlizzCon swag is right up on Blizzard's site. Let's see, the
I'm
Abathur
so
symbiote
hyped.
hat.
I'm so hyped for BlizzCon. Come on, let's do it. Why we gotta wait till November?
The Butcher BBQ apron. This little barbecue. Zergling plush slippers. Oh, yikes. Lots of good stuff. Alright, so Hava, which one would you get first?
I'm not sure. Whatever's cutest.
Whichever's cutest. Probably the slippers.
Well, I'm not so much the Zergling, fan,
What?
but
What?
Have you seen the cute but deadly leggings, Lady Hava?
I have not. I guess I'm gonna have to go look
They're on page 3.
on page 3. Let me go to page 3. I like the
Page
Peep
3.
plushie. The Peep plushie is very nice. Pepe plush.
Pepe.
The Dark Whelpling plush. That one's cool too. That one's probably in my top 10.
Also, you're gonna see everyone at BlizzCon wearing StarCraft Zergling plush slippers.
That very well
I
could
see
happen.
you walking around
Yes.
with an Abathar helmet.
Yes.
I gotta
Zergling
get the
plush
Butcher
slippers.
barbecue apron. Gotta get that. Come on now. That's awesome.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. And you know what else they're going to have there? Overwatch. Of course.
Yes.
But the beta comes on October 27th.
I'm just
Wait,
waiting.
October 27th?
October 27th.
But
Yes.
it's October 17th.
10
We're talking 10
days.
days.
It's October 17th.
What?
10 days.
10
I'm
days
watching
from
my
now.
email. I'm like dogging it.
Yes, I am too. All right, so who was closest, actually? Because I know that we all had some dates picked out for Overwatch. And I said at BlizzCon. I know I said that, but did anybody come closer than that? I
I
don't,
don't remember being in that conversation.
I think
I was really thinking that they were gonna announce, and then we were gonna get it after BlizzCon.
Yeah.
I don't. It's kind of weird to me that they're putting it out right before BlizzCon, which is, I mean, hey,
Well,
not to call any favors in or nothing, but if Metzen wants to send me a key at DakeReed1812 on Twitter,
well, what they wanted to do is they wanted to get the beta out before the end of the year. So really, you're in October now. Time's running out. So, I'm not too surprised by it. Really, Blizzard can do whatever they want to. But I am looking forward to this. Big time. But also, BlizzCon 2015 schedule was revealed again, and this time it stayed up. So, going back
Yay.
through it again,
I think there was a little bit of uh-oh in there.
alright, explain.
I think maybe that was an older BlizzCon 2015 BlizzCon schedule from when they were planning on doing it 6 or 8 months ago, and maybe they got the wrong schedule and then they put it up, and then someone said, "Hey, that's not the right one." So then they took it down. Maybe that's totally me guessing.
So, about the schedule. I have some confusion about it. How do I... okay, so in neurolinguistic programming, which... This is a little bit of a tangent. In neurolinguistic programming, which is a field of study which kind of... It figures out how people filter the world around them and understand it. There's something called grouping, which is pretty much like if you see a man, a woman, and a child walking down the street, some people, like myself, would see a man, would describe it as a man, a woman, and a child. Other people would describe it as a family. I do not get along with people who describe it, what that is, as a family, because they're seeing everything that makes that a group, everything that is similar about each of those three people. I understand it by a man, a woman, and a child. So, when I heard they put out a new schedule, I couldn't quite I didn't get what the point was, so I had to pull up the old schedule and the new schedule and figure out what the differences were between them and figure out what the similarities were so I could understand the differences. And I did that. And the only damn thing they changed was the name of 4 things. The Epic Cosplay in You is now the Art and Craft of Cosplay. The Machinima panel is now the Cutscene. Heroes of the Storm Hero Design is now Hero Deep Dive. And they still only have one Diablo 3 talk. It is now no longer called Dev Talk, but now Blood and Treasure. New content and features for Reaper of Souls. But that's it. There's like one 30-minute piece they took out, but everything is the same from the one we talked about last week. So if you're going to BlizzCon and you made plans from the old schedule, nothing's different.
That's really a good point. So continue on with your schedule as it is. But there are 3 fireside chats as well for Diablo. And there's a one on Friday from 3 to 4, and there's 2 on Saturday. So, is there anything that you're looking forward to, their Dead Greed, in those fireside chats?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a huge D3 fan. The one thing I was really going to say about this schedule was, are they going to push the season 4 all the way to BlizzCon? Because are they going to release a new season right after BlizzCon? Because this features 4 Reaper of Souls. That means new content means new patch. There's only an hour of Diablo, so maybe they'll reveal the new Season 5 stuff. And then of course they have some fireside chats down here. I'm really interested. I really want to see what they do for D3 this year at BlizzCon. I'm really excited about it because I'm super into D3 right now. Of course I want to see Legion. Of course I want to see the money stuff. Of course I want to see where they're doing with the professions. Of course I want to see that. I really want to see what Overwatch is going to be. I want to watch the Hearthstone, or not the Hearthstone, but the I just want to see what the stage looks like of the Hearthstone and the Heroes of the Storm. I'm definitely going to watch that. I can't miss that at all. But as far as the games, I'm actually just freaking totally crunching on right now, Diablo, and I really want to see, because I felt like last year we really didn't get a lot last year for Diablo 3. It was kind of like it was the same thing, like an hour-long little thing, and they designed it legendary on stage, and then that's all we kind of got last year. So and then they had the Overwatch last year, so we really didn't get a lot of WoW news, and then we didn't get a lot of Diablo news, and that's the 2 games I was playing last year, and then so I was kind of like, But I'm more excited this year about the BlizzCon.
Well, Here's my thing, is just looking over the schedule at this point is I don't see anything about the movie.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's true.
Bingo. And that movie is supposed to come out next year.
Yeah, it was still earmarked for March, wasn't it?
And the trailer is supposed to come out there at BlizzCon too. So could that
If
be
they're
at the
going to
opening
be showing
ceremony?
the trailer, where are they going to talk about it?
I think that they're going to do a little thing in the opening ceremony, and then I think that's all they're going to do for the movie, because they've had the movie the last 2 years, the last 2 BlizzCons, they've had a big deal about the movie. Now the
They've
movie's
had a
gonna be-
lot about the movie, and it was really great last year. Watching
but-
him come out with freaking Doomhammer, yes, please.
Yes, please, more.
Doesn't help that the actor is easy on the eyes, too. So.
Very true. Very true. Okay.
Yeah, Rob's very easy on the eyes.
I would go as far to say he's hot. I don't know.
Lava's not willing to go there. Oh, come
No.
on.
I'm definitely just not going to say that. I'll say I think Hava thinks he's hot. That's what I'm going to say.
Come on,
Or
be
maybe I'll
confident.
just say
Be
maybe I'll just say
confident in your
Rex thinks he's
masculinity. Be confident in your masculinity. You can do it.
I am
I-
being a
Reckles.
lady and saying he's easy on the eyes. The thoughts running through my head are completely different that hot doesn't even touch.
look, Reckles thinks he's hot. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I'm not saying that, you know, a little naked twister wouldn't be absolutely wonderful.
I think I might have to start
Aye.
playing behind Reckles in Diablo for now.
Oh, man. Okay. So, is there anything that is really left out for BlizzCon outside of the movie? I mean, there's some WoW stuff. There's some.
Well, I mean, we've got the closing ceremonies and things, but do we still have any idea who's performing this year?
Nothing.
All I know is it's not Metallica, and I'm kind of disappointed about that.
Yeah, because that concert was awesome last year. My
I know
whole
that-
family was gone. Everyone was gone. I was at my computer with a bottle of tequila watching the Metallica concert. It really doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And didn't we figure out that the Heroes of the Storm state of the game was also during the final game of the Heroes of the Storm semifinals?
Yeah, it's at the same time.
That's-
And I don't
yeah.
know, if you're a huge Heroes of the Storm fan, you have to choose between going to the state of the game or watching the finals. That's a very difficult decision, I think.
Actually, looking at that, if it's just one team fighting another team, it looks like it starts at 9:30 and goes until, and then the state of the game starts at 11:30. So that's 2 hours. I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's cutting it real close.
I would rather watch the finals live when it's going on, and then I'll go back and review the state of the game and the.
Yeah, that's good.
And the
That's a
DVR.
good.
And those people that are going to BlizzCon, they're going to have their tablets or their phones with them, and they're going to have the virtual ticket downloaded. I'm just saying. They're going to watch it on their phones and their tablets. So if they're out of one, they're going to watch the other. I guarantee it.
Something I'm really interested in, Saturday, 4 o'clock, Heroes of the Storm Battlegrounds. Ooh, I'm totally interested in that, because there's been a lot of talk in the community about newer Battlegrounds, or newer possibilities of Battlegrounds, so I'm kind of excited about that one.
There's going to be a lot of good stuff there. And,
Yeah, it's going to be a good BlizzCon, I think.
and no matter what, it's all going to be a downgrade from Metallica, but I still want to see AC/DC. That's just my preference. That's just
Hey,
me.
if we're doing a wish list for who we could get to play at BlizzCon, Black Label Society, please.
Okay, anybody else?
I don't know, if we can't get Mr. Doomhammer, I'm just hoping for Evanescence.
Oh, okay, that would be interesting.
All right, Hava, who do you want?
No, I don't have a preference there. My music tastes are just too damn eclectic.
Okay.
Now it's time for the classroom. Advice
Adam
on
Lambert doing
making gold
Queen.
via the auction house, professions, and more.
And what?
Queen.
Queen. Of course.
Oh, pets.
All right, Hava.
Okay, so if you're like me and you've been busy as all freaking get out, you may not have checked your calendar lately, but guess what? Tomorrow is the start of Hollow's End.
Yes.
Yes, holidays. And holidays are our favorite times for pets. And there are more Hollow's End pets this year. 3 more to be exact, if you haven't checked your pet journal. A ghastly rat, a ghost maggot, and the spectral spinner. Yes, he's a spider. So, to add to our always ever favorite feline familiar and the cats, help me here, guys. Widget and what's the other?
It doesn't matter. Widget the Departed is the only one that matters.
So says Reckles.
Your cursed Berman, and always everyone's favorite. You have a million of them. We have a million of them. The Sinister Squashlet and the Creepy Crate. So
Gotta have the
God,
Creepy
there is
Crate.
a ton of Hollow's End's pets, guys.
Gotta have the creepy crate. and those pets could go for some good coin.
Yeah, if you are not currently collecting, but you want to go do all of the candy buckets for the achievements, you are going to have plenty of candy to spend on pets. I apologize because of my busyness. I haven't seen specifically if all of the above pets are purchased, dropped, or what. We will know for certain tomorrow.
Yeah, something.
In the meantime, happy hunting.
So, what would you do with those pets there, Dead Greed?
Personally, I would sell.
So would I. So what of these pets, which one do you think would sell the most?
Oh, if you can
For
get
the
the
highest
flying
price.
cat, if you can get the flying cat, it's over with. You just made a whole bunch of money.
You mean the
Fly-
feline familiar?
That one.
That one's
Feline-
just purchased with candy buckets, so...
Yeah, I know, but you could sell those. I bought mine, and I bought mine for a very large amount of money because it wasn't Halloween, and I wanted one. So I bought it for gold.
Yep, timing is everything. So buy it now from the vendor, wait a while, and then post it up.
I'm gonna say don't wait a while. The demand is
an
there and the
argument.
prices aren't gonna drop. The prices are still going to be 30 to 50K for the candy bucket ones. Like right now, and you're actually gonna be able to sell 3 of them a day, rather than 3 a month.
Aha. So don't wait a while.
Don't wait a while. Do it now when people want it.
Yeah, that's very true. Demand would be high.
And
that
if
demand
you
would be high.
get it on day 1 before people farm them themselves and they're like, oh my god, I want the pet, your prices are going to be higher.
Very Very, very true. Very true. Very true. Okay, so I got a nice little free thing from the Gold Queen. And it is basically it's a 40-page fully explained guide with screenshots about your garrison and basically everything that you can do with your garrison. Now, what do you guys think about garrisons and its gold making capabilities right now? I'll start with you, Reckles.
I think it's great. I've always liked the garrisons. I don't think I've ever really said too much negative about them. Yeah, it's just the kind of thing where, hey, yeah, get in there, make a minimum of 2,000 gold a day, make a 500 to 2,000 gold a day if you're like barely trying, a bunch more if you're actually trying, and do that on as many characters as you can. Half hill farm.
Very good, very good. What do you think about this, Dead Greed?
I got the Gold Queen's guide here, and it's awesome. It's a good write up, and I was doing a lot of the garrison stuff, and then the big nerf came, and Greed got salty, so Greed quit doing any of that stuff.
Right.
I haven't done any of the garrison stuff in a long time, but I do have one character, and I wanted to do a little experiment. I have a character that leveled to 100 and hasn't really done anything with his garrison. So I was thinking about, just for fun, get in there, get my garrison, use this guide, set my garrison, this guy's garrison up to this guide, and just see how it goes. Because I think I'll make a lot of money if I do it that way.
Now, she also talks about garrison add-ons. Hava, do you have any garrison add-ons?
I do, mainly Mission Manager.
Garrison Mission Manager.
Absolutely.
And she does talk about that too here in her guide as well. But she has two other ones. She's got Garrison Commander and Master Plan.
Master Plan is fantastic.
Master Plan's the other one, yeah.
Yeah, Master Plan is very, very big with the garrisons. And she goes into great detail on what to do with all this stuff. So go check her out at the Gold Queen, or you can find her on Twitter at the Gold Queen. That is thegoldqueen.com. And she also did a post, and she's talking about myths of World of Warcraft paid for gold guides. So, who has read this post?
I read through it.
What do you think about what she's saying here, Dead Greed?
I mean, this is a good write-up. She brings up a lot of points here. I personally am not a huge fan of the pay-for gold guides. But hey, if you want to spend a little money, and this is what you want to spend your money on, that's cool.
Well, the thing is here is that if you want to make some money in real life, I'm not against doing a paid-for gold guide. But just keep in mind, there's a lot of free ones out there too. I mean, there's some books that people have written up, really, really good books that people have written up. I know that we went through one for Mista Pandaria there, I think last year or a year and a half ago. And it's got a lot, and it had a lot of good stuff in there. Not everything that we agreed with, but there was a lot of good stuff. So, Hava, would you buy a gold guide?
I am not a gold guide kind of person.
If you were, though.
No, I'm not. I can't see spending my money on something I can go out and learn for myself.
Are you agreed with that, though, Reckles?
Yes and no. Like Dead Greed was saying, no, not like Dead Greed was saying. Like what you were saying. It's if you have enough money in real life that $40 is fine or $20 is fine. There are a lot of really good, high quality people out there who have made gold guides. Exenthus, he worked with 4 or 5 people. They all put their heads together and they made WoW Gold Making for Dummies, and they try to keep that updated. And that's a really good ebook. It's a couple hundred pages. What the Gold Queen is talking about is she's kind of referring to Hayden Hawks, which we've all seen the ads for. She's the richest player in WoW, and even
right.
Deathwing is jealous. And I actually went really, really far into finding out who the heck Hayden Hawk actually was. And she had a YouTube channel back in Wrath where she put out the only thing that ever got any views, and it got like 1,500 views, was a guide on how to get the Time Lost Proto-Drink. And she has 7 characters, and she hasn't played any of them on that account since, I think the highest one is level 80, or maybe 83. I don't know. So Hayden Hawk, the person, quote, Hayden Hawk, doesn't play anymore. That account has been handed over to a company. She sold it. It's a managed account, but they do good guides. Like I talked to the company, I sent them some emails, they gave me a trial account to their guide, and they every week, every couple of days, they put out really good guides and keep it updated, and they've been doing that for since they started putting out the guides. So, if you want to put money at it, there are good guides. And I'm glad Gold Queen is doing a guide, because I respect her, and she does good stuff, and I think she does charging for the right reasons. She's not selling it to another... I think we're still talking to the Gold Queen and not a management company. I'm not sure.
No, I think it's still the Gold Queen, the way that she has it written up, and I think the way that her business, or the way that she's doing business, is she is not going to a publishing company right now. I think she's keeping everything e-based. So,
yeah, just know that, don't expect to be a millionaire because you bought a gold guide.
Correct.
It's a gold guide is the same thing as an add-on. It helps you. It's a tool. It's a book. You can get all the same things as Googling. It's just Googling is going to take you a long time, and you're going to have to sift through stuff. So find someone, whether it's Gold Queen or Hayden Hawk or Exenthus or whoever you want, that you just like the way they write.
Mm-hmm.
Something I was going to say about the gold guide stuff, when it just came up in my head when you were talking about that, is look, making a exceed large amount of gold is work, and just because you buy a guide doesn't mean you're not going to have to work. This is just going to tell you
still work.
What to put your work into.
Right. You still have to go out and do stuff.
Yes. You can't just open a guide and then bam, I got 1,000,000 gold and yes, I'm rich. It doesn't work that way. You still have to do all the work yourself.
Very, very true. Very true. Now, she also put up another post, too, about cross-realm farming. And I think here, this is once again, buy from a vendor. And then put them up on the auction house. But here she's posting it about the green wedding handbak. And the white traditional handbak. And the dark green wedding handbak. Kind of all of that stuff. So, Reckles, would you go to a cross realm and buy those handbaks up?
It's cool to see the ways people are using cross realm.
Yes.
Personally, yeah. I mean, this is an 11 gold item that the green handbak, she has a screenshot of its global market average is currently 2,000 gold. That's fantastic. And, you know, pretty much anything super rare from a vendor, you can get this way. If you're ever on a vendor run and you come across something that you need and the vendor doesn't have, just open up your cross realm real quick, click it, click back, and you're good. Like, this is just, you can either use it as a tool for these very specific high value things, or just
I use it for farming.
Yeah.
I have a character parked out at the Ruby Pool on Timeless Isle. You know, way up at the top where the Ruby droplet spawns. So, yeah, I log into her.
Yep.
I check to see if Ruby's up on that server. If it's not, I start going through the custom list and realm hopping to see if it's up on any server. And I'll do that for, you know, half an hour or so, just when I'm killing time. And maybe I'll get 1 or 2 kills in. But that's a better chance on the pet, which is still selling for, you know, quite a bit.
And that's good. Yep. What you got, Ed?
I absolutely love when Blizzard gives us a tool so that we can group her for some reason, and then players find out awesome ways to use them. This is yet again another genius. I don't know. I love all this stuff. This is the best thing ever. This is, you know, realm hopping, and I know Blizzard didn't even think about people realm hopping to farm or realm hopping.
They have smart people. Yes, they did. They just weighed the fact that what that doesn't really affect the population. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, it's like they put these tools out, they give us some tools, and then, you know, people start playing with them, and they figure out awesome things to do that wasn't actually the original purpose of that tool. That is awesome.
And just so all the listeners know, the add-on that we recommend for this is called Cross Realm Assist. Rather than opening up the instance finder and sorting through to find a group that may or may not accept you, you just open up Cross Realm Assist and click Start, and it automatically adds you to an auto-accept group.
That is a good tip. That is a real good tip.
Apparently, I need another add-on.
Yeah, apparently 95 add-ons are not enough. So
yeah, you need 5 more.
After this show, you will have 5 more add-ons.
You know what? Hava's got problems, but apparently an add-on ain't one of them.
All right, so what do you guys think about all these patterns that she's showing up there too?
I think that's great. Patterns always sell.
Patterns are a good moneymaker.
I mean, it's just like pets. I mean, with patterns and things, if there's a limited quantity up and people want them.
Well, at the picture of the pattern rune cloth robe, the vendor buy price is just over a gold. Okay. The global market is about 6K. The realm average market is just about a realm market value is 181 gold. So even then, you're making about 100 times that, almost 180 times that. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I would certainly do that myself.
Also, I love that the thing in her buyback is called the Murgle Gurgle. The Murgle Girdle.
Gurgle. Yes.
Thank you for. I don't know if you did that on
Girdle,
purpose.
girdle.
No, she did.
But
I know she did.
thank you for putting that little Easter egg in there for us.
Well, I think she's got some stuff up on Twitch as well. And I think I was on there about once or twice, and I saw her with her TSM stuff. And yeah, she's got Girdle. And that, I think, would be really, really good too. So, I say we end the show out.
All right, people, it's time to end the podcast now. So, how can the players get a hold of you?
I just wish I had a murky voice. Or something like that right there. And by the way, tomorrow night I am going to be on the weekly Bleep podcast.
Woohoo!
And we're going to be talking about MMORPGs and the state of these games. So if you like a little swearing in your podcast, go check out theweeklybleep.com. So let's turn it down to there and let's click there. Alright, Hava, go for it.
All right, guys, you can find the show live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Channel 2, tunein.alphageekradio.com, and on the TuneIn app.
You can also find us live on bumblebeenet.com/live at 2:30 p.m. on Saturdays. That's you, Reckles.
And once you unmute your mic, if you don't want to listen to us live, you can hear us on Stitcher, iTunes, and any other podcast apps.
If you're on the site, you can utilize your voice and leave us a message at the speak pipe at the bottom of the page.
You can find us on Twitter at YourWowMoney, Facebook at YourWowMoneyCast, and on LinkedIn.com/n/YourWowMoney.
You can find me on twitch.tv/Lady Hava for the better late than never rate times, Monday and Wednesday, 8:30 to 11:30 Eastern. Tweet me at Lady Hava or email me, ladyhava@yourwowmoney.com.
And you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/WTBGoldWow, or you can just send me a message on Twitter at Ryan A. Eccles.
All right, Dead Greed.
You can find the glorious Dead Greed at Twitter at DeadGreed1812, or you can find me on Twitch at Twitch TV deadgreed1812, or you could also shoot me an email at deadgreed1812
And you can find me on youtube.com/Joe Brums, at Joe Brums on Twitter, and Joe at yourwildmoney.com. You can also follow the network on Twitter at BumblebeeNet. And you can support us on patreon.com/BBNet. I knew you was going to do that, Dead Greed.
Me?
Would you do that?
I'm so unpredictable.
So unpredictable. Alright, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Go down!
Bye-bye.
This podcast recorded before a live internet audience. To learn how to listen and watch live, visit tunein.alphageekradio.com.
And